Full stop. Welcome, everyone, to the station, where one of you will have failed to get on board, and so you must get off at this next station. There are only 5 passengers that will be allowed to remain in this cabin when we take off again. Caleb, let's start with you. How has this first week of the game been for you, and how has it compared to your previous cabin to the new cabin?
Well, considering I'm still in the same cabin, I feel as though things kind of didn't change too much. I think it helps that I'm with a lot of the same people. But the first week, I don't know. I feel very behind. I mean, point proven, I'm sitting in my car because I worked until like 10 minutes ago, and that's pretty much been almost every day for me. Sadly, I just didn't have a lot of foresight, which is my fault, honestly, going into this. Should have definitely taken some needed time away from work, but instead I worked overtime. So like the first 3 days of this season, I was working 12-hour shifts when I could have been helping out more with the challenge. That's on me. Today, didn't really get to participate in much game talk because I was once again at work. So I think I'm a little I think behind is the good word. I'm definitely behind, but I'm hoping that the conversations I've had and the connections I've built have helped me so far.
Sergio, let's talk about real life. How does real life have an impact on one's ability to play the game? Do you think that it can hold one back if you have too many other obligations, or do you think people are understanding of that?
No, I feel like it can definitely hold you back, especially if you have a job that you can't really be on your phone or like check in. And I also just know tribal days, like they can really stress you out if you can't just like keep checking in with people and be like, is the plan still the plan? Is everything still the same? But it can also help you, especially if you're someone that stresses out a lot or stuff like that. A nice distraction so you're not just like talking too much and then throwing your game under the bus. So it can work both ways. It depends on your play style.
Taylor, would you describe this specific cabin as a communicative cabin? If so, why, or if not, why?
I think half and half. I think a lot of us have been really busy. And I think in general with the first challenge, we're all really busy every hour and really focused on that. So I think the first couple days were kind of shot for that. And then, yeah, I think people have been talking. I mean, I've had a chance to talk to everyone, and I think everyone's been able to talk to each other. I know that everyone's open and willing to get to know each other and to have conversations, which is great. But yeah, also limited by people's jobs and personal responsibilities.
Andrew, do you feel that you've had enough time to start to develop personal relations in this game? Or is everybody still kind of a stranger?
No, I feel like there's definitely been a little bit of time to develop some relationships. And then the tribes swapped, so that was perfect. No, but I mean, there's been a little bit of time to get to know some people. I mean, when everyone's not too busy. I wouldn't say like great relationships, like great relationships take time and everything, but I definitely feel like I've gotten to know some people and whatnot. But I mean, I will say like I still feel like Sheena and myself are at the bottom right now, so we'll see how tonight goes with that.
Sheena, Andrew stated that you and Andrew are at the bottom. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's pretty accurate, right? Like it's a numbers game and we're outnumbered 4-2. So obviously there's a little bit of like nerves that bubble up to the surface because you try and get to know people and you try and build relationships, but it's such a small, tiny window, especially because people, again, have responsibilities, they have jobs, they're busy, all of those things. So it's a numbers game at the end of the day, right?
Parker, does that ring true to you? Do you feel like Andrew and Sheena are on the bottom? And is there anything they could have done to not be on the bottom?
No, not at all. They're 100% on the bottom. I mean, that's keeping it real. There's not much they could have done about it. I mean, the way that the format is suggested, you know, it gives those who are on a tribe with the numbers to have an advantage to eliminate those who are not on that said tribe from the beginning.
Caleb, so in a tribal or team effort, does it benefit to still hold true to original cabins, or is the ability to compete come into play?
I mean, I think in most situations, there are a lot of various elements that need to be taken into account. But this season, the twist specifically almost encourages, incentivizes people to take out members of other tribes, to take out members of your shared sin. So while I'm willing and always wanting to build connections with anyone, I'm statistically going to be a little silly to not take out someone from a different tribe who's, you know, not from my original tribe and could have a different sin. And as we've kind of bluntly stated at this point, is at a 4-2 disadvantage. Like there's so much that goes against voting someone out from your original tribe. It feels difficult to do so at this point.
Sergio, are there any benefits to utilizing the players that may or may not be on the outside?
Yeah, I mean, I think there always is in a numbers game, because it's a numbers game. So even when you're in the numbers, you could be on the bottom of those numbers. So it's just like, just do I need to be planning an exit strategy or am I going to ride this out? So yeah, there's always an opportunity to utilize the bottom numbers.
So Taylor, is tonight about just getting through tonight and then we'll see what tomorrow holds? Or is there future planning to where what you do tonight could help maybe lead to a win later on down the road?
Honestly, with the way that the game has gone, I think it's kind of unprecedented where we fast forwarded almost a week. So we didn't have that time to, build those bonds on the original tribes that you would normally have. So I think we're all playing catch up and kind of rewinding at the same time and fast forwarding. So it seems like we were all really focused on just getting through today and kind of, solidifying those bonds that we're trying to work towards in the last, I don't know how many days, but since Friday, last week. And then we had such a short period of time since we swapped. So, getting to know those new tribe members and trying to see what works for everyone individually and as a group.
So, Andrew, if you feel that you're on the bottom with Sheena, is it a you versus Sheena situation? Or is it how can the two of you find the crack in this group?
Uh, I don't know how to answer that, honestly. I mean, it's really either or. And today I was willing to explore either option, but it also just seemed like today was just a very, everyone was absent kind of day. So nothing really came of anything.
Sheena, if you make it through tonight, do you feel like you see the path going forward? Do you think that it's going to either be you or Andrew, or do you think maybe there's a crack in the middle and you can work your way in?
I mean, unfortunately, I don't think there was enough time to kind of discover said cracks, right? At the end of the day, I would love to say, there's a way in, there's a way forward. It's a numbers game. It's like people are gonna take the route that moves them farther in the game. And so, unfortunately, like I think it is a between me and Andrew thing. I mean, if I were part of a 4-2, the decision would be pretty apparent. So I just hope I have chatted enough and, made an impression on enough people, that I do get to stay and chart a path forward. But I mean, you never know this game, so we'll see.
Parker, you were the most vocal about it being a very apparent 4-2. Do you see any fluidity going forward? Is there any opportunity for this game to change? Or for you, are you steadfast in your loyalties?
I'm steadfast right now. I'm very steadfast. So nothing's gonna change me, but maybe it's gonna change others soon enough. But for me, I'm good. I'm good with where I'm at.
All right. Well, it is that time. I am now going to go off camera and mute myself. While I am away, please feel free to talk about anything except for this vote and the game. Please also go to your production chat and recast your vote to bump it to the top of your prod chat. And when I return, somebody will have failed to get on board and must get off at the next station.
Shout out to my wife, by the way. Should probably text her why I'm going to be home late. But this McDonald's parking lot is very comforting, serene.
Is it snowing there?
It's turned from snow to rain. This morning, lots of snow. But I think the weather's finally gotten warm enough where the snow is gone, which I appreciate. I did not want to have to shovel snow all weekend. It's November. The last thing I need.
Right? Yeah, I was watching the Pittsburgh Green Bay game last night. I somehow got tricked into joining a fantasy football team. And so one of my players was playing last night. And I can't believe that they have to play in that kind of weather. It's crazy. It was so snowy. Are you
Yeah.
Steelers fan, Caleb?
No, realistically, I should be either a Steelers or an Eagles fan because I live right in between the two. But I'm a Arizona Cardinals fan, which
Okay.
makes no I'm aware. But
Who's that? Is Kyler Murray? Is he
yeah.
Yeah. Boomer Sooner.
Oh, okay. So you're getting real into it. Okay.
Did you order anything from McDonald's? Did you
I
get an
did.
ice cream?
No, way too cold for I think I would freeze in my car if I had ice cream. I just got nuggets and fries and a drink.
What's your go-to sauce?
Oh, 100% sweet and sour, and then the spicy mustard. Because
Oh,
it
nice.
got the sweet, you got the spicy.
Yeah, I'm into it. Ooh, ranch mixed with buffalo Sean, also a good pairing.
I don't know who I can talk about fast food all night. We don't even need to get to a vote. I Where is it, Wendy's or Arby's? One of them. One of the E's has a really good ranch. I'll just stock up on that whenever I have time.
Honestly, I'm really surprised that Arby's is still in business, to be honest.
Arby's isn't that bad. Come on.
Unpopular opinion, maybe?
I don't know anyone in Toronto who eats Arby's, and I always saw one on my way to work when I commuted from my parents' house before. And I always wondered, I was like, who the hell is keeping this place in business? Because I don't personally know anyone who eats Arby's.
I'm
Literally just their curly fries. Like,
Oh yeah,
and
they do have.
Curly fries. I
that's
don't think they
literally
have.
it. Like the roast beef isn't good. Like
Ugh.
I don't even really know what else they have.
Yeah, the meats. I just feel like you would have the meat sweats after eating Arby's for sure.
Yeah, I don't want roast beef from a fast food place.
Right.
Hmm.
I also ate so much McDonald's today because I found out I was celiac 2 weeks ago or a week and a half
Oh
ago.
damn.
So I've decided to go on a glutinous tour and eat all of the
You're
gluten I
that's
can.
so bold.
It's so bad. It's like, oh, here's what you're really allergic to and your body doesn't want you to eat, and that will affect you long term.
Yeah,
And
one
you
of my
It's
best
double
so
friends
funny
has
that
Implement as
celiac.
much as I can. Sorry, what do you say, Andrew?
One of my best friends has celiac. That sucks.
Yeah, both my sisters do. My family's pretty celiac prone. Uh-oh.
I
uh-oh.
have the votes inside of this murder mystery. It is so written. Who shall be removed from the cabin? But if anybody has a hidden immunity idol or other relevant advantage that you would like to play, now is the time to do so. All right, I will read the votes. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person with the most votes must leave at this station. They will have a moment to speak their piece, and then we'll have to leave the Zoom immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Sheena. Andrew. One vote Sheena, one vote Andrew. Andrew. It's 2 votes Andrew, 1 vote Sheena. Andrew. 3 votes Andrew, 1 vote Sheena. Next person to fail to get on board and now must get off at this next station. Andrew, you may now speak your piece.
Well, it was fun, guys. Good luck.
Well, for now, sticking to what you know may be what works, but just remember that what you know today may not hold true for tomorrow, and you don't want to be the one left at the station.